Hey there, it's Adrielle. So today I want to share a few thoughts on the term BIPOC. Or is it BIPOC? Or is it BIPOC? I'm going to go with BIPOC. So if you're not familiar with the term, BIPOC is an acronym that stands for Black, Indigenous, and People of Color. So last year, a journalist named Sandra E. Garcia wrote a really great article about the term for the New York Times. And in the article, they cite that the earliest reference of the use of BIPOC was found in a 2013 tweet by a person or group that goes by the Twitter handle Grind Toronto. I'll drop the link to this particular article in the description, but anyhow, you're probably more familiar with the use of the term POC and not so much with BIPOC. And POC is an acronym that's been used for centuries across the world to refer to people of color, right? Or to refer to those who don't identify as white. Now, there are several perspectives out there as to why the term BIPOC came to be, but many people just believe that it was created to highlight and really call attention to Black and Indigenous people, respectively, which are two groups that historically have dealt with nonstop erasure. So that's some background information for you. Now, here's why I don't like the term, and I am speaking both as a Black woman and as a diversity, equity, and inclusion thought partner or consultant. First off, it's confusing. I get questions all the time about what BIPOC stands for and how to pronounce it, right? And just last week, I saw a Twitter thread with people of all different backgrounds trying to sort out what it actually means. Many people commonly mistake the term for meaning bi people of color, meaning bisexual people of color. And then, like I said in the beginning, who knows how to pronounce it, right? BIPOC, BIPOC. I've seen people say it how it's spelled, BIPOC. So there's a lot of confusion. Number two, it still does not solve the erasure problem, right? And in my opinion, neither does the acronym POC. They both lump all non-white people together, and we know that different groups of people carry different issues, and by lumping us all together, we're sort of just turning a blind eye to those unique inequities that exist and that are a reality for so many. Related to that is my third reason, and probably the most important for me personally, which is that I find that the term BIPOC continues to uphold one of the key elements of white supremacy, which is maintaining divide amongst non-white communities. The term BIPOC essentially plucks Black and Indigenous people out from the mix and then lumps all other non-white communities or groups of people together. So in reality, if we're trying to grow and achieve true equity, which who knows how long that'll take, I personally don't think I'm going to see it in my lifetime, but that's another conversation. But again, if we're trying to achieve or reach for equity, we can't keep placing hierarchy on groups of people, and we certainly can't keep doing this "my struggle is worse than your struggle" thing. Unity, empathy, and understanding amongst non-white communities is going to be essential for us to dismantle white supremacy, period. That's not to say that it is our responsibility as non-white people to dismantle the systems and structures that white supremacy has built and maintained for so long. But continuing to maintain a divide amongst our various communities just continues to uphold those systems and feed those structures. Finally, last but not least, what I'm finding is that white people in particular like using the terms POC and BIPOC when referring to a specific non-white community because they find it more comfortable. I facilitate a lot of inclusive leadership discussions with white professionals, and I see that people visibly get uncomfortable, right? People will stumble over their words. I see people rubbing their heads when it comes time to have discussions or ask questions that are specific to a certain group of people. And part of that, I'm learning or I've learned comes from just a lack of shared language and understanding. For example, people often ask, should I use Black or should I use African American? Should I say Hispanic or do I say Latinx, or is it Latine or Latino or Latina? There are tons of great videos. I'm actually going to link a couple below with some folks on YouTube that are explaining some of the use of those terms, but that's not what this video is for, right? My point is that POC and BIPOC should not be used for your comfort, especially if you are a white person. Again, going back to what I said before, it essentially turns a blind eye to the unique histories, experiences, and inequities that various non-white communities carry. So That's that. I just wanted to share some thoughts. Let me know what you think about the use of BIPOC and or the use of POC. And as always, please subscribe for future updates. See you soon.